Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would pop up today with a little bonus video for you. It's very exciting. But a little while ago I was asked if I could please film a video of me cleaning the things that clean for me, meaning my vacuum cleaner, as I'm doing here, and my carpet shampooers. So like those little appliances that you take about the place with you that really help you out cleaning things, but that you don't really very often come to clean. So I filmed that video for you this week and I'm popping it up as a little bonus video, as I know it's a little bit off of what I usually post on this channel. So I am starting off this morning with my Shark. So this is the Shark Duo Clean Lift Away. It's probably about, let me see, I think I bought it in lockdown. I think I bought a lot of things in lockdown, but certainly appliances like this were the big hit of the lockdown purchases for me and made a significant dent in my savings. But anyway, that's not the point. I am cleaning this today and it's probably about, I can't remember when lockdown was now. It feels like forever ago, but it also feels like yesterday. But yeah, this machine is a few years old. I originally, when I first got it, would clean it every single month without fail. It was part of my monthly clean routine, which is another video that I'm in the process of making for you. But obviously, as it's monthly cleans, it's going to take me a month to film it. So you'll have to wait a little bit for that one. But yeah, I was cleaning it monthly while I had the time during lockdown. And now it's lucky if it gets done 3 times a year. If I'm honest, if I'm very honest, it's lucky if it gets done 3 times a year, and that is because it's such a fiddly thing to clean. So I'm going to show you my cleaning process for it and for the big carpet washer that I've got today, and if I've got time on the end of the video I'll do a little video of my kind of mini spot wash cleaning as well. So far in the video I have taken the machine apart and I have given the outside of the machine a little bit of a wipe down. I'm now in the kitchen and I'm going to be cleaning the main kind of body of the machine, the main canister, I think it's called the foot, but you know, the main head that's actually got the spinning brushes in it. I'll be cleaning that as well, and I'm going to give them a really good deep clean with some hot soapy water in the sink. Now for any of you worrying, of course I cleaned the sink afterwards. I cleaned it very thoroughly with bleach, but also we do our washing up in a washing up bowl, so our plates and cups and cutlery and things like that are not coming into contact with the surface of the sink itself. So please don't be worried about any germs or bacteria or ick getting onto our plates. It's just not something that's going to happen. I tend to clean it in the sink because it's closer. I think a lot of people probably would set this up in the bath, but we had our bath replaced a couple of years ago, and I've been really careful with it because our previous bath was really scratched and dented and dinked, where things had been kind of dropped in it and cleaned in it and things like that. So I'm being very careful not to put kind of hard things into the bath, as to keep it as good as possible for as long as possible. So I tend to do cleaning of these kinds of things in the sink and then give the sink a really good clean after. It's just a little bit easier for me. So as any of you who have got these hoovers knows, they are great little hoovers. They really do a good job. However, they are pretty much impossible to clean. This little silver kind of peak cone in the middle of it doesn't come out, and there's lots of areas around that you can't really clean properly. So I'm doing the best job that I can, but some of those bits don't come out. Before you guys panic, I do have sticky tape over these vent intakes. I believe there's a little motor in there that turns the brushes. I'm not daft enough to wash an electric motor. I do have sticky tape over those holes. I know you just can't see it in the video because, you know, it's sticky tape and it's clear, but there is sticky tape over those holes just in case any little splashes get on them. So please don't be concerned about that. If you are cleaning your hoover in this way, please make sure that they are covered. I wouldn't really recommend going in with hot soapy water, but I was just so frustrated and in such a mood to kind of scrub clean this Hoover that I thought, you know what, if I break it, I'm just going to get a new Hoover. It's no big deal. I do love my Shark. It does a good job, but you do need to keep on top of cleaning it in order for it to do a good job. Does that make sense? If the brush bar picks up too much hair, it doesn't pick up very well. If you're not cleaning out the tubes and all that frequently, it doesn't pick up as well. That kind of thing. I think it's probably the same with most modern Hoovers, to be honest, these days. But certainly it's the case with the Shark. I do love it, but you do need to keep on it. This is not one of the Sharks that has the anti-hair wrap. When I was looking, I was really considering getting one of the ones with the anti-hair wrap because there's a lot of hair in this family. We've all got long hair. But it was, I think, £120 more for the model with the anti-hair wrap. And looking at the reviews, people were still complaining that they needed to take the brush bars out and unwrap hair from them anyway. And I thought, I'm not paying an extra £120 if I've still got to take the brush bar out and take the hair off every 5 minutes. So the brush bars get taken off probably every week, 2 weeks, and the hair gets cleaned off. So that definitely gets done way more regularly than the rest of the machine does. So at the minute I am attempting to clean the hose. I haven't found a good effective way to do this yet. I'm thinking about investing in there's like drain rods you can get. They're like really, really long bottle brushes that you attach onto a drill. And I'm thinking that might be the way to clean this hose. But for now, I'm going to soak it in some hot water with a little bit of laundry detergent, A for fragrance, B for cleaning power. And then once it's rinsed, I'm just going to pop that over the washing line to really, really dry for a good long while. So I'm back to the main body of the machine now, and I'm going to be using some Dettol wipes. They're in a blossom or cherry or something like that fragrance. I can't remember. It smelled beautiful, but I can't remember offhand which ones they were. And I'm just going to go over the body of the machine with these. Obviously, I'm not taking any water near this bit because this is where the main motor is for the vacuum, and I really don't want to break it. I'm willing to replace it if I do break it, but I'm not out to break it, you know. So I'm trying to get into all those little crevices and cracks and areas where the dust really sits and gathers and get all of that done. I want it. I've got this thing when I'm deep cleaning. I want the thing that I'm cleaning to look brand new, as if I've just bought it out of the box clean. And that's really hard to do with these kinds of things. So please don't get frustrated if you are doing your vacuum cleaner clean along with me and you're struggling. We're all struggling. There's lots of little bits of plastic clips and fan covers and all that stuff that kind of gather dust, and it's really, really difficult to clean. I did end up ordering some kind of crevice brushes. I got 4. I've got 2 for my sister because I saw that she's pretty much filmed this same video. It's so funny, I was watching hers and I'd literally just filmed mine that morning and she put her video up. So yeah, we do that quite a lot. We'll end up filming the exact same thing and then it's like, oh no. It's kind of a race to who can post it first as to who gets the credit for the idea. But it happens quite a lot. It's almost, it must be a sister thing. We just, you know, get to these same phases in our lives at the same time. But yeah, I just finished watching her when I'm doing this little voiceover here. We filmed pretty much the same video. So I got those crevice brushes. I'm going to take 2 up to her next weekend. I'm going up to visit. And I'm going to keep 2 for myself, and hopefully we can get into the little nooks and crannies of these Hoovers a little bit better. So don't forget, if you do have one of these Sharks, there is a little bonus filter in here. I was at the moment trying to figure out if I could clean it, but it's paper. I don't think I can, but I couldn't see any evidence of any dust in there. There probably is, but I couldn't find any. So I just popped it straight back in again, and I think I will order a replacement one online. You can buy the replacement filters quite cheaply online. I have 2 sets that I kind of rotate as I'm cleaning the machine. I'll have one cleaning, one in, and I rotate them, but I do need some new ones for that particular filter there. So yeah, I'm going to kind of get a third set, I suppose, and then I'm going to eliminate one of the more worn sets, I think, unless I can find a way to just order that front filter, because that's really all I need. So I'm just going to be cleaning all the kind of the attachments, the handle, the pole, all of that kind of thing with the wipes today. I very, very, very rarely use this crevice tool. It's more kind of decorative on the machine. And there is a little brush tool that comes with it as well that I don't think I've ever used. If I have, it's probably been on something like the skirting boards. So I'm just going to clean the wire. I literally just drag it through the baby wipe, and you'd be surprised how much muck gets on the wire. I don't know how it happens. I guess where it's dragging along the floor when you're hoovering, although mine's usually slung over my shoulder. But yeah, it was quite mucky, as was the plug. So glad I paid attention to that little detail of it. There you go, look. Ugh, yuck, disgusting. Got to be done though. So these are my replacement filters. The other ones are currently pegged out on the washing line, I believe, at this point in the video. So I've just replaced those. And now we're going back to our manky old hose. So I have been out a few times and given this a rinse through and a shake off. But now I'm just going to do a final little rinse on it before it goes out onto the washing line to dry. I think I ended up leaving it out there for 2 days in the end. I went and got it at the end of day 1. And it was still dripping. Like if you kind of extend it, it works like a kind of concertina. When you extend it, it was still dripping. So I gave it another day. We had some lovely hot weather, so that was quite handy. And it did dry out fully. If they don't dry out fully, you get a horrible, horrible smell when you start vacuuming your house. So please make sure that you're drying them out completely and fully. Oh no, they weren't on the line already. I hadn't done them yet. Thought I'd remembered. I never remember things in the right order. I wonder what that is. So yeah, I'm just cleaning the little orange bar that goes in front of the brush bars and the old filters. So they've had a pre-wash here, then gone through the washing machine and then gone out onto the washing line to dry. And then these will be the replacement ones the next time I clean the Hoover. I am planning on getting it back into the monthly rotation along with the carpet the carpet washer, so they don't get so backed up with gunk and they don't get so stinky, because let's not pretend they weren't a bit stinky. They were. So currently day 2, moving on to the washer. So this is the Vax Platinum Smart Wash. I can't remember which model it is. I think my sister's got a slightly newer one. Hers has got a different function on it, but they're basically the same machine. Mine again was purchased in lockdown, so it's a few years old now. It's been amazing. I love this machine. I genuinely love this machine. It's really, really good at what it does. Does it give you a professional level clean? Of course it doesn't. It's domestic. It's not designed to give you a professional level clean. But does it do a really good job anyway? Yeah, it does. It's a trooper and it's really, really easy to use. The only thing I don't like about this machine is cleaning the flipping thing. Again, it's got all these cracks and crevices and awkward little areas that you can't get into properly. You spend half your life with a toothbrush trying to get into all those bits. There's bits here that don't come off that you can't get to. That little hose that I'm currently cleaning, I couldn't figure out how to get that off and I didn't want to break it. This little outlet here, it comes with a spare hose and you can put like a hand attachment on it so you can do things like your sofas and stuff like that. Never used it. Never ever used it. It's still in the bag. But grime gets in here anyway, so make sure if you don't use the little attachment like me, you're still getting in there and getting all the gunk out, because it's pretty grim. I won't pretend it's not. Got my toothbrush as far into there as I possibly could. I think the water still comes up this tube regardless of whether or not you're using the head on it. I think this is like the main thoroughfare for all the ick, and you will see what an amazing job your carpet washer has been doing when you clean this out, because the amount of muck in there, you know, originally that was in the carpet and that's pretty grim, so it's quite nice to be able to get it all out. I'll be very interested to see if it makes a difference to the cleaning power of this. I haven't noticed that it's done any worse of a job as it's kind of got gunked up, but I would be very interested to see if it does a better job. And now I've got the carpets back into the monthly rotation, it shouldn't be as kind of disgusting. The water dumps shouldn't, I'm not saying they won't be, but they shouldn't be as bad as they have been the last couple of times. I've really let the house slide recently. I think because winter, you know, you just want to be cuddled up under a blanket, reading a book, watching the telly, drinking hot chocolate. In my case, doing a little bit of embroidery. You don't want to be on your hands and knees on the floor cleaning a carpet washer, really, do you, over the winter? It's more of a summertime stick it out in the garden to dry jobs. Although around here you don't stick expensive hoovers out in the garden because someone will have it away. I can't wait to move. I was saying to my sister the other day, I'm in two minds about moving. I really want to move. I want to be closer to her so that we can kind of help each other out, and kind of have our sisterly relationship rebuilt. It's kind of suffered since she's moved so far away. But at the same time, I want to stay here because my whole life is set up here. And it's so funny, but yeah, it would be so nice to be able to move somewhere where I could dry my hoovers in the front garden on a lovely summer's day without having to worry about someone running off with it. That'd be amazing. So this bit here was particularly grim. This is the area behind the brush bars. Now the brush bars, they do their thing and they do it really, really well, but it kind of cakes mud and dust and hair and things onto the back of this bit here. And as you can see, I had to scrape it off. Where it's dried, it almost dries like cement. You can't just wipe it off with a baby wipe like I was trying to do. Not a baby wipe, a Dettol wipe like I was trying to do. I actually had to scrape it first to get that hard crustified stuff off and then go over it. But yeah, make sure you're hitting this bit if you are cleaning yours today with me as well, because it gets pretty grim back here. It does make you realise just how much it takes out of the carpet though. That was all in my carpets. That's disgusting. So I thought with this video I would wait until after I've done my spring cleans, because the last thing I wanted to do was clean these bits and then have to use them for like a deep spring clean, because they would just get ruined with the amount of gunk that's in the carpet. So I decided to wait until after the spring cleans. I'm really, really glad that I did, but I'm kind of repulsed. I won't pretend I'm not repulsed by the level of gunk that's in this machine. But anyway, that's enough waffling for me for a little while. Why don't you have a little music break and I'll come back to you. Okay, so now I am moving on to the kind of base section of the carpet washer. This is the brush bars and the kind of intake, inlet, whatever you want to call it, the intake, the bit that sucks the mucky water from the carpet basically. So I'm going to be soaking these in a combination of fairy liquid in an apple scent if you're interested, and a little bit of Zoflora. I'm soaking it in Zoflora particularly because I want it to smell nice and fresh when I first use it. I don't want any kind of musty smell, and this particular piece that I'm using here, you can't take it apart. I have a very clear memory of taking this apart so that I could get that bit in between clean, but I've not been able to get it apart the last couple of times, and I have tried, and I will try, as you will see, various times in this video to get this piece apart. And so I messaged my sister, who has, like I say, basically the same machine, and she can't get hers apart either. So I think I must be remembering a different carpet washer. Which is really frustrating because I was looking forward to this being a really satisfying bit of the video where I could just like rinse this bit through and all the gunk would come out and it would be almost like a dirty water dump, that kind of satisfying. Yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I have ordered some of those crevice brushes to try and clean this, but unfortunately they haven't arrived in the time that I'm doing this video. However, I will be using them when I do the carpet washer on the monthly clean video, which will be coming up in the next kind of month or so. So you will be able to see whether or not they're any good if you do have this machine. I did end up using a art tool. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember what these things are called. Like a little palette knife kind of thing. A little mini one. I use it for making Christmas decorations, which I can't wait to show you guys later on in the year. I know it's not cleaning content, but I really want to show you. They're so pretty. But anyway, getting off track. I ended up using that to get the kind of hairs and things out of the kind of intake area of this. It's not perfect, I'm sorry, it's not satisfying. I was really looking forward to it being satisfying, but I think either I'm remembering a different machine or I dreamt it. I kind of wish this bit wasn't clear. It's very nice and satisfying while you're actually cleaning the carpets to see the water going up, and it's useful because obviously when you're using the dry function you can see when it's not extracting any more water out of the carpet. However, when it's just sitting there not in use and you can see all the muck in it, I really wish that it wasn't clear unless you could take it apart. I might just be being really daft, but I couldn't get it apart and I really didn't want to break it. I love this machine. I really didn't want to break it. So a bit gutted that it wasn't the satisfying clean that I wanted it to be and I couldn't get that last little lump of hair out, but it is what it is. Hopefully the monthly clean video will be a little bit more satisfying. Right, so the last machine on my list on this particular video is going to be my teeny weeny spot wash. This is my favourite, I think, of all three. I know it sounds daft to have a favourite machine, but this little thing is amazing. I use it at least once a week, all the time, to clean bits on the carpet, bits on the stairs, like just all these crazy. When I get my new sofa, it's going to be so handy for that as well. I do the doormats with it. It's such a great little thing, and because it's small and more portable, I use it for mattresses and stuff like that too. It's really, really good. And it has a wonderful self-clean function, which is really, really nice. You just stick the hose into the back of it, make sure you've got some clean water on the clean side, and it will pump it through onto the dirty side and clean all of the hose and that out for you, which is wonderful. So I can just go around the outside with a Dettol wipe, make it all nice and clean. There's not too many places on this machine that do hoard dirt. It's quite nice. It's a lovely easy one to clean. So I've been very much enjoying that as well. The only thing that I do need to take through to the kitchen to give a kind of soak clean to are the actual reservoirs that hold the dirty and clean water, and the little kind of brush head nozzle thing, which again comes apart really, really easily. It doesn't give me any trouble. You can take it all apart, you can clean inside, you can soak it with soap. It's lovely. I think the only one of these reservoirs that's particularly difficult is the actual clean water one, because you can't get your hands in there. So you can kind of fill it up with hot water and give it a swill around and all that, and because it's only had clean water in it anyway, it's not really an issue. The dirty water one is a little bit fussy because it's got like the mechanism in it that tells it when it's full, to prevent any damage to the engine, the motor, and you know, you can't take that out, so you have to kind of clean around it. But like I say, it's got the self-clean function. It's really, really good. You kind of just have to empty it out, give it a swill out, and that's pretty much it. It's quite nice like that. But you can get the dirty canister open a little bit more and get in there a little bit more. That's the only fussy bit of this whole machine to clean. One of my favourites to use, one of my favourites to clean, and the cheapest of the three. Can't really go wrong, can you? But this is going to be the last thing that I am cleaning today. If you do want to see any more of me cleaning, like the things that clean for us, like how I clean like brooms and stuff like that, please let me know and I'll make a video on that. I figured the appliances is probably one that people might be overlooking and not be quite sure how to do, so I really wanted to do this one more so than any other. But if you do want to see any other videos of me cleaning the things that clean for us, then please let me know and I will do that. I'm just currently trying to get the hairs out of the brush. Now that's not this vac's fault, that's, you know, we have a hairy house, and I do need to get, I'm thinking I'm going to get a little set of crevice brushes, because this one, although it's good for most things, is not cutting it for this little brush head. I need like almost like a wire crevice brush. I don't know if you can get a wire crevice brush. That was difficult. But I'm going to have a look and see if I can, because that's going to be really, really useful for getting hair out of the little brush bars and things like that. So now it's just a case of putting everyone back together again. So new filters in the Shark, canisters on, ready to go for another month, and put the brush bars back into the big old Vax Platinum Smart Wash. Keep forgetting what it's called. They just slot back in, easy peasy as well, and then I can put that front bit back on, and then that will be ready for another month of use. These will be getting cleaned again in my monthly clean videos. I think I may have said earlier I'm doing this voiceover in 2 parts, so I apologise if I have already said that. But yeah, they get cleaned every month, but I really wanted to just film this one kind of up close, because I think that's going to be a little bit more kind of a quick glance over what I'm cleaning rather than a detailed kind of description. And then it's pop the head back on this, pop the 2 reservoirs back on, wrap it all up, get those wires back on, and then we are all set and ready for another month. So thank you so much everyone who has watched this far. I appreciate this is kind of a niche video and not everyone wants to see this. But if you have stayed this long, thank you very much for watching. I do really appreciate it. I hope you are having a lovely day, and I hope you will continue to have a wonderful week. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye guys.